Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today I am doing a no-bake turtle pumpkin pie. Now this pie is really easy, but it's really good. And so I wanted to show you guys how I make this because I think it is a perfect pie for Thanksgiving. And if you are looking for something to make for Thanksgiving, this would be a great option. So the inspiration for this recipe came from a friend of mine, Stephanie's recipe video that she did last year. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to make a lighter version of it to make it more Weight Watcher friendly. And so that is what I did, and that is what I'm going to be showing you today. Now I will go ahead and link Stephanie's video that gave me the inspiration for this pie down below, and you can check that out if you want to. But let's jump in here and I will show you how this comes together. I'll go over the ingredients real quick. Now in Stephanie's video, she used a pre-made pie crust, which you absolutely can do. I don't typically use those just because I find it really easy to make my own crust. It only has 3 ingredients, comes together really quick, and it actually is a little bit lower in points than the pre-made low-fat crust that I've seen out there. But like I said, you can use a pre-made, or if you want to do like I do, you can make your own, which is just 8 graham crackers. These are reduced fat graham crackers. You're gonna need a couple packets or about a teaspoon of a sugar alternative. I'm just using this Truvia. And then you're gonna need 4 tablespoons of a light butter spread. I am just using this Brummel and Brown. So that is all you need, those 3 things for the crust. For the pie itself, you're gonna need a cup of unsweetened almond milk. You're gonna need 6 tablespoons of sugar-free caramel syrup, and that's gonna be divided 4 for the bottom of the pie, 2 for the top. You're gonna need 8 tablespoons of chopped pecans, and those are divided too, 6 for the bottom, 2 for the top of the pie. Then I'm gonna be using a serving of these Lily semi-sweet baking chips for the top of the pie. And then you're gonna need 2 1-ounce boxes of sugar-free, fat-free vanilla Jello. You're gonna need 8 ounces of a fat-free whipped topping. I'm just using this Kroger brand. You're gonna need a cup of 100% pure pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling. And then you're gonna need a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg. And that is everything that's in this. So let me get it started. The first thing I'm gonna do is get my pie crust made. So I've got my oven preheating to 350, and I'm gonna take my 8 graham crackers here, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I'm gonna just take a rolling pin and break them up. Now, if you want to use a food processor or something like that, you can too, but I just find it easier to just do it this way, and then I don't dirty up my food processor. So I'm gonna break these up just like that. Then I'm also gonna get my 4 tablespoons of Brummel and Brown melted. All right, I've got my Brummel and Brown melted there and my graham crackers all broken up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour my graham crackers in my Brummel and Brown. Then I'm gonna add in my Truvia. And you can add more than a teaspoon if you want your crust to be a little bit sweeter, but I like that amount. So now I'm gonna just stir all this together until it looks like that. And now I'm gonna take a pie pan here, and I'm gonna pour this in. And I'm gonna just kind of press it down in here, and you can use your fingers, fork, whatever you wanna do. And I usually just press mine onto the bottom. I don't try to take it up the sides because it doesn't usually work too well when I do that. So I just press it down onto the bottom like this. Okay, now I'm gonna bake this at 350 for about 8 minutes. For the filling, in a medium-sized bowl, you're gonna take your cup of almond milk, and your cup of pumpkin, your 2 packets of vanilla pudding mix, teaspoon ground nutmeg, teaspoon cinnamon, and you're gonna just whisk all this together real well. Then to that, you're gonna add roughly half of your whipped topping. And then you're gonna just stir that in real well, or whip that in. All right, I've got this all whipped together, so now I'm gonna just set it aside until my crust is cooled and ready for me to pour that on it. Here's my crust. I am just letting this cool now that I've taken it out of the oven. It needs to be pretty much cooled before I can finish the pie. Now typically I would make this in advance, but I did want to show you guys how I made it. So I need to let it cool down, like I said, before I can finish. So while this cools, I'm gonna go ahead and put my filling in the fridge because this will probably take about an hour before it's cool enough to finish the pie. But at that point, I will be back. To speed things up, I went ahead and let my crust cool for about 10 minutes and then I stuck it in the freezer for about another 10 minutes. And now it is cool enough to work with. So now I'm gonna take a 1/4 cup of this sundae syrup, caramel syrup, and I'm going to, once I get it measured out here, I'm gonna pour it on the bottom of my pie crust. Here I've got a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans measured out, and I'm gonna take roughly 3/4 of these, and I'm gonna just sprinkle them on the top of the caramel sauce, and I'm gonna reserve the last of them to top the pie with. And now I'm gonna take my filling, and I'm going to just pour this on top, and then evenly spread this in here. Okay, now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in the fridge for about an hour or so to let this set up a little bit more. I have let this pie cool or chill for a little over an hour, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of my whipped topping here, and I'm going to just add this to the top and smooth it on here evenly. I'm gonna add on my remaining pecans, sprinkle those on the top, and then I've got 2 servings or about 60 chocolate chips measured out here, and I'm gonna just sprinkle those on the top. And mini chips would be nicer for this, but I can't find the lilies in mini. I don't know if they make a mini lily chip. If you know, please let me know down below. But these work too. And then finally, I've got my remaining 2 tablespoons of caramel syrup here, and I went ahead and just put it in the microwave for probably 5 seconds, 10 at the most, just to get it to where it's gonna drizzle a little easier, because, and that's what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just drizzle this on here. The sugar-free stuff, which this is, does not drizzle very well unless you heat it a little bit. So I'm gonna just drizzle this on here as evenly as I can. And that is all there is to this. Super easy, comes together pretty quickly, and it tastes really good. I'll go ahead and cut a piece out so you can see what it looks like inside. All right, I've got a piece cut out, which is roughly a serving, which is 1/8 of the pie. Here's what it looks like inside. So again, the serving size is 1/8 of the total pie, and it is going to be 9 points for me. I'm assuming or guessing it's probably going to be 9 points for everyone, just based on the ingredients that are in here, but I will have a link to my recipe builder down below, and if you are a WW member, you can click on that and see what your points would be. But I'm gonna have my hubby try this and let us know what he thinks of it. Okay, I've got my hubby here. He's gonna try it for us.
Looks great. Look at that.
I'll rotate the plate a little bit.
You should, you would expect to see that in the counter some pastry.
Well, I don't know about that, but
yeah.
It does look pretty. The question is, does it taste pretty? I always have to say that he is not the biggest pumpkin fan, but I think I'm converting him to be a pumpkin fan because I love pumpkin stuff and I'm always making pumpkin desserts.
This is one of my favorites of your pumpkin stuff.
Good stuff.
Nothing really jumps out as far as being first or whatever, but you got that lovely, the pumpkin spice, a little bit of caramel. The walnuts are actually really sticking out.
Pecans, but you know,
Or
you could
pecans.
use walnuts too.
Well, that looks like a walnut. but obviously.
Well, they're supposed to be.
Pecans. So you get that. It's really balanced, but overall you get the kind of a sweet, the pumpkin spice flavor. Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
You're a fan?
And for 9 points, that's worth it.
Yeah, it's hard to do desserts for under, well, not under 9, but you know, a lot of mine come in around 8, 9 points. But it's still going to be a whole lot lower than if you were to make this in the non-lightened up version, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, if I was looking forward to a dessert, you know, saving my points for something, I would have no issues eating this.
Yeah, plus there's so many ways to earn points now that, you know, I think it's okay at 9 points. But that was No Bake Turtle Pumpkin Pie. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.